Okay, greetings everyone, this is First Antonio 753 with a new game from my channel. We're going to step into the world of Warhammer here. I'm trying to branch out a little bit. People have suggested that I do that. I know I go usually with historical or geopolitical games, but this is more of a fantasy game. However, being based on Lord of the Rings and kind of like Holy Roman Empire kind of, Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite fantasies worlds of all time. And Holy Roman Empire was always a pretty cool thing I thought to study in history. So we're going to go ahead and play as Bretonnia in this one. I think Bretonnia is a pretty easy one to start out with. It's kind of on the coast and everything, and there are a lot of the cool thing about Warhammer. There are a lot of kind of like geopolitical concepts involved as well in this sort of fantasy realm. So, just start off here taking a look. Bretonnia is a feudal society protected by knights, considered the most powerful heavy cavalry in the world. Kind of like, I almost want to compare it to like Rohan or something like that in Lord of the Rings. Its current king is Luen Leonacar, a Grail Knight, considered by many to be the nation's greatest ruler since Gilles le Breton, the uniter of the legend. Together they ride forth with lances dipped and prayers to the lady upon their lips. I am not an expert at Warhammer, just FYI, and if I actually accidentally mispronounce some of these names, I apologize, but I am going to give you a little description here. Bretonnia is the second largest nation after after the Empire. Is located in the west of Sigmar's land, separated by the Grey Mountains, which are right down there. Two nations trade via several critical mountain passes, and on the whole remain cordial. Although they have gone to war many times, Bretonnia is a feudal society, nobles and gallant knights standing above a filthy peasant rabble. However, a Bretonnian army rarely consists of knights alone. Ranks of solid, if unremarkable, foot troops and peasant levies are provided to soak up the damage. The king of Bretonnia is Leonacar, considered by many of his subjects to be the nation's greatest ruler since we said that already. On the battlefield, he is truly fearsome opponent of the Slayer of Greenskins, Beastmen, and just about any other invader who dares cross into Bretonnian territory with evil intent. And so it is that the Knights of Bretonnia march forth, led by their courageous warrior king, with lances, dips, and a prayer to the lady on their lips. Let's go ahead and play the details. Let's see here. Chivalry is important. That's going to be the primary objective. You have to get something like 1,000 chivalry, I think. I did a playthrough of this, and I didn't succeed completely. I'm still going. But, there is a peasant economy in which limits the amount of capacity that you have, and then equestrian-based unit roster with a host of fast-moving skirmish cavalry, heavy artillery. So it's a normal challenge. We're gonna go for it.
My blade is ready.
Here he is, the king, and we control Coron. I think is the name of that duchy there, basically, and we're gonna try to expand the kingdom. From this point on, the king starts with knightly vows unlocked, campaign range movement of +10, and an aura size of +2.5 when all lords attacking. Looks good. Settings are set. Pegasus Knights, Field Trebuchet, and Grail Knights are the additional starting units. We gotta get those Pegasus Knights going. That was a problem. One of the problems that I had. I couldn't get
Does
Pegasus
war
Knights.
visit fair Bretonnia this day? It is no longer enough for the dukes to sit idle. It is time for the flower of Bretonnia to unfurl and reveal its thorns.
Yep, I need those Pegasus horses.
I come to his court with a wealth of knowledge that will aid this errantry war. Like the Grail companions of old, the dukedoms of Bretonnia will unite
undead. We're gonna have to deal with them right away. I got rid of them pretty early, the undead, in Bretonnia lands.
Their enemies feel lost.
Western Bretonnia.
Blessed sword.
The Green Knight, very significant.
Now is the age of
factor.
chivalry and greatness.
Can be.
Now is the age of blood and battle.
So I am going to focus more on a cavalry-based army. I don't think the infantry really is that effective with Bretonnia. We're going to try to get some field trebuchets. That's the only real artillery we have. Our archers aren't very accurate at all. Peasant bowmen, or yeoman archers, mounted yeoman archers, sometimes can have an effect. But I think it's mostly going to be a cavalry army. And from a geopolitical point, we are going to try to have alliances with the Empire and with the Dwarves and keep our trade routes with them. I'd like to eliminate all the greenskins. Should be able to get rid of them pretty quickly. There's only like one greenskin holdout. Oh, there might be two in those Grey Mountains in the west. The Grey Mountains are the mountains that border between Bretonnia and basically the rest of the Warhammer world. West of, on the western border of Bretonnia, you have ocean, so it's a nice sort of like, anchored well there from a geopolitical point of view. We are going to have to unite the kingdoms, or the duchies. That should be probably the first priority, and I think I can use war against the undead to unite all the provinces. Yeah, get rid of the greenskins as quickly as possible, and you're gonna have to deal with chaos too at some point, which gets more and more powerful as time goes on. So vampires, greenskins, beastmen alike are right to run from the field when the king, Leon Leonacar, the Lionhearted, charges into the fray atop his hippogriff. Yeah, I missed it.
Greetings to you, benevolent Royak. Blessed is your rule over Bretonnia. Yet darkness spreads from abroad and threatens your kingdom. The threat is real. It must be faced. To the east, the greedy merchant princes of Marienburg conspire to consolidate their riches.
Oh,
Observe that much wealth flows into Marienburg, but very little emerges. Further south, in the Grey Mountains, greenskins and dwarfs vie for control of the peaks. Whoever wins may yet cause trouble for you, my lord. Beyond, the wood elves in their mysterious forest protect their homes. Whilst at the coast, the Duke of Bordello is as unpredictable as the roiling sea, and as secretive as the watery depths. Elsewhere, the unliving lords of Mousillon wage war against mortal men. The bickering dukedoms ignore the looming threat, and so it falls to you to act, my liege. Only a united Bretonnia can face these growing perils. Raise your banner, King Leoncoeur, and drive this evil from the world in the lady's blessed name.
Leoncoeur.
My lord, the Dukes of Bretonnia have resided under a chivalrous code for many years. Honor this tradition, build upon the great foundations of Gilles le Breton, and lead the knightly orders forward to glory.
Okay, so how they play? What is this? I've kind of gone over all that already, I think. Check mark there. So, just to get a look at the world around us, that gave a pretty good overview of the situation. Marienburg, I think it might be the first thing I go after, just to lay siege. Last time, all I needed to do was lay siege, and then they were able to, so we were able to force them into alliance and continue to trade with them, which was very profitable. And they're also a pretty good buffer from the Empire, as well as any Norse tribes or chaos that comes down that way. Pretty decent buffer. Let's take a look at our province here, Corone. Okay, so again, I am not too big on infantry with this whole deal. I'd rather have more cavalry for it. Which would probably get me to get stables pretty quickly. We can get mounted yeomen, archers, mounted yeomen, yeomen archers. That knights errant, those would be pretty good. So, but there's also infrastructure that's important. Right now, we currently have a village here in Corone with training fields. That's it, and let's see. We have another village miner settlement out here, and there is a Bretonnia fishery generating some but little income. Lyonesse. I think we're going to want to align with Lyonesse as well as Castle Artios. And Musulin is going to be the enemy that we have to unite them against. So, let's go into diplomacy. Oh, actually, I'll show you the technology. So, the technology really does give sort of like a, almost like a national focus approach here, sometimes, down here with all the diplomatic options you have here. First, after we get the chivalric code, we can send heralds to Artios and Lyonesse and try to, well, it'll enable them to join our confederation diplomatically as well as build relations with them. So that's going to be our first move. Go for the chivalric code so we can unlock these heraldries down here and improve our diplomatic take a more diplomatic approach. So then we go into diplomacy and find out what's what. Here
relations with foreign powers may be managed through diplomacy, my lord.
Yeah, I figured that. Okay. So Marienburg is tense with us right now. Lyonesse seems to be having pretty good relations with us. We got to work on Artios there. These are Bretonian kingdoms, if you see down here. The goal is going to be to unite all of these Bretonian kingdoms into our confederacy. That will be our main objective. I do want to clear these mountains, northern gray mountains of the Skull Smashers, and maybe if I can pit the Skull Smashers against Marienburg, that actually might be a good idea. That might work out well. Let's try Lyonesse. We already have a non-aggression pact with them.
Welcome,
good
friends.
Relations.
Let's hope we can come to an accommodation.
Let's start with a trade agreement. That's always good. That'll increase our wealth. Yes, accept. Increase wealth and should improve relations. That'll be good for now. Move over to Artios. Talk to them. I don't see any... Do we already have a trade agreement with them? Don't see an opportunity to get a trade agreement, even though they're on our border. No trade agreement with anyone. Okay.
Welcome to fair Bretonnia. Now is the time to unite.
Oh,
yes?
Okay, that didn't work out. Well, I don't know why I was doing that. I think I was still on the other one. Okay, so let's do trade agreement. Rejected. What about non-aggression pact? Accepted. How about now trade agreement? Still rejected. Alright, so at least we got a non-aggression pact with them. This secures our southern border and we can focus our army in the east. Alright, so diplomatically that went well. Marienburg, what do we have with you? A trade agreement, possibly? No, rejected. Okay. And what about the Empire? Can we trade with the Empire? Wait. I was on Marienburg.
Deliver your missive and then get from my presence.
There we go. Oh, we're at war, actually. I didn't realize that. Scaling, Skull Smashers, and Marienburg. We are currently at war. Okay. Get out of there. So we definitely need to march the army.
I serve the lady.
It's also really useful to use these damsels who serve this Lady of the Lake. Lady of the Lake is basically the goddess of Bretonnia, but I mentioned that already. They serve as really good scouts, and it's good to send them ahead to find out exactly what you're going to be up against. So here are our challenges. We've got the Orcs to the north and Marienburg to the south. They've got a mortar. We don't have a lot of artillery or gunpowder.
Strength and honor.
Oh, we do have 2 field treasure shares. How about that? And we have a Pegasus Knight. Sorry, I think I must have lost the Pegasus Knight somehow early on. Alright, so let's position. Move the king closer to the Marienburg border. We've got our scout. It looks like it's good, but I'm worried if I lay siege to Marienburg, the orcs are going to come down and cut me off. So I got to watch out for that. So that's going to be it for this round, I guess. I have money to spend. Should I buy anything? I think I do want a livery. Right now, our growth rate is at 70. 2 turns we'll have growth. We're losing control due to taxes. We do have command of the entire province here, so we can make a commandment to gain more control. That might be something good early on. Or we can do peasants' duty, increase our growth, local, or we can increase local recruitment capacity. That might be interesting. I think our army is actually pretty 14.
Not likely.
37 there. 8 there. I think we start off with a pretty strong army. And good diplomacy in the west. So these borders are secured. And this is where our threat is. We have a more powerful army than both of them combined. However, I'd like to see their moves first before I commit. So let's just continue to push growth. Plus 15 growth, that'll be 85. Control 10. This might be good. This might be better. Let's go ahead and give a control commandment there. The venerate the lady. And that will give us more control over our provinces. We don't have to do any type of rebellion. We never really have to do a rebellion. So I don't know what that's like. But obviously it's not going to be good. Alright. Greenskins and unpleasant land. Your people live in fear. For evil stalks fair Bretonnia, the greenskins that infest the mountains, forests, harass, and raid the surrounding village with ever greater violence. And now they mass in the hills. The people fear a greater incursion. Control is decreasing across the land as a result. Hold out if you think the kingdom robust enough in the hope that they will tire and scull back into their hideouts. Or lead the force to destroy the settlement and their attacks and wipe them out. Control. Ooh, that hurts our control. Look at that. Negative greenskin. Insidious, sickening greenskins are coming. Greenskin incursions knocks us down 20 points. Not good. Okay, let's take a look here. I almost like to do diplomacy first on every round. It doesn't look like there's been any
I will
moves
not obey
in either one of these positions.
I refuse.
Did they increase? I'd rather take Marienburg. I'm thinking about laying siege to Marienburg.
Champion of the lady.
Because I think that worked out last time.
The lady wills it.
You require magic? I have seen the way.
Deploy hero. Deploy hero. Magical interference modifies the winds. Power reserve for the enemy army, local province. Well, they're not in the province of Marienburg now.
Making my way.
put her there. And
They
deploy.
shall have no power here.
Okay. In the meantime, so we have deployed our army to the east. What is the name of that river? Is that the river name? The Mid-Sea. It's not a river. Oh, there's the river. River Reich. Alright, we're marching down or up the River Reich, basically. Diplomacy. Check this out. Alright, 2 non-aggression pacts, trade agreement, RTOs. Can we get a trade agreement
The
now?
lady grants you safe passage in these lands.
Yes, accepted the offer. Alright, 2 trade agreements and improving relations with the Bretonnian duchies to the southwest. Very good. Improving very, very much. What about Lyonesse? We have very good relations with them and improving even more. What about the Empire? Can we negotiate with them? Probably have bad relations because of our war with Marienburg. It's improving. War with the Skull Smashers. And treaty with... And we have a non-aggression pact with the Empire.
Your king sends brave men to approach me, this Hexenstag.
Let's go ahead and get that trade agreement. Yes! Alright, now we have a trading empire is emerging here. Can I get them into a defensive alliance with me? They want military access, and they're demanding 300. I'm not going to give them 300, but I would give them military access. They reject. Okay. Speaking of military access, let's try...
The laws of chivalry demand, I hear you.
Doesn't look like they're ready to offer us military access. Lyonesse.
Welcome to fair Bretonnia.
No, they're not ready to give us anything either. Alright, so I think we're stuck with the situation we have. Let's try Bordelais.
Welcome to fair Bretonnia.
Non-aggression pact. Good. Okay, that's another Bretonnian duchy that we're gonna have to annex. And we've got the dwarves here. Trade agreement with them doesn't look good. Okay, so diplomacy is improving. We've got our trade routes, and we're marching on Marienburg. I probably should put the king closer on the first turn.
The lady grants you safe.
I think that's it for now. I'm going the wrong way. Whoa, still going the wrong way. There we go. I like to sometimes just run across the land, just the lay of the land to see. Bretonnia is such a enlightened kingdom compared to the rest of Warhammer world. It's all darkness and destruction, death and destruction. Where the Bretonnians are the light of the world, kind of. This is interesting. Alright, pretty cool topography for Total Wargaming. I think this has the best topography. Of course, it's a fantasy world. So, how do you not have the best topography? Marienburg did not come out to meet us. Skull Smashers have not moved either. Population has increased. Alright, time to lay siege to Marienburg. And I don't necessarily want to fight.
Smite them!
I'd much rather... That is the garrison, right? Continue
The lady and my right!
Just looking for siege right now. Alright, back into diplomacy. Should be able to get a trade agreement.
Welcome, friends. Let's hope we come to an accommodation.
Beautiful. More trade, more income. And now for the Fey Enchantress.
Those seeking my counsel usually kneel.
We'll start off with a non-aggression pact, I guess. This is basically the formula: non-aggression pact, trade agreement, and then what would be the next move we can get?
The laws of chivalry demand, I hear you.
Look like. From Leoninus.
The lady grants you safe passage in these lands.
No, still no military access. Okay, what about the Empire?
Greetings from Sigma.
Military access. No. Okay. Dwarves? Military access? Yep. Alright, let's continue. Should I build anything in the castle? I'm not going to build up my army yet, because it's going to cost a lot of maintenance. I think I should build stables. What do we have, 2,500? Let's get stables. Let's at least get stables over here. Okay. Besieging with no assault equipment. Let's add some assault equipment here.
Ride to glory!
1 battering ram and 2 siege towers. And that
for the lady!
That. A lot of factions early on, but they all get consolidated eventually. Settlement besieged in the wasteland. Our force, led by Leonica, has begun its siege in Marienburg in the wasteland. They are surrounded. That's the only event we have there. Okay. Looks like, according to the siege, there are 13 turns until they surrender. Turns remaining until they run out of supplies is 7. Back to diplomacy. Yeah, sorry it's so slow early on, but this is, I think, the best strategy.
The laws of chivalry demand, I hear you.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk to you. You got nothing to give me.
Welcome, friends. Let's hope we can come to an accommodation.
Our strength rank is 2nd. Relations there are improving. And relations here are improving as well. And with the Empire, they're friendly and improving. Neutral and improving. And neutral, friendly and improving. Wonder if I can...
Here come the embodiment of mounted arrogance, the Bretonnian Knights.
If I can negotiate a peace treaty now. Yes! Good. Okay. Now, hopefully they can be the buffer between us and these orcs. Are they at war with the orcs right now? No, they're not. So the siege worked.
You seek the lady's favor.
And I'm gonna pull my forces out.
I ride.
I have seen your heart.
And I'm gonna also pull out the damsel.
I go hence.
We're gonna start to take a look at what's going on the western coast now. So peace with Marienburg due to the siege. I'm not trying to attack them. I'm going to try to develop diplomacy, further diplomacy with them, and get them to attack the Greenskins. If I can get Marienburg to destroy the Greenskins, then I can focus my force in the west and unite these Bretonnian duchies against Muslin and the land of the undead here. That is the strategy. Okay. I think that's going to be it for this for the first episode. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the game? Do you want me to continue? Any comments? Again, I am not very experienced. I probably have about 100 hours in Steam so far, so, you know, I'm not an expert by any ways. I got, you know, some experience, but I'm not an expert in any way. And if you guys have anything to add as far as Warhammer lore, comments down below are welcome. I will be putting in the description a link to the Warhammer game, as well as a link to the Warhammer board game, and any other, some other special board game editions with the Warhammer world. There's a lot of different pieces out there, and there's a lot of different pieces you can collect. So I'm gonna put some links down to them below. So if you're interested in Warhammer, you like the game, and you want to get more involved, feel free to click on those links. Check that out. You can support the channel by buying them on Amazon through those links. You can also support me on Patreon, and if you like and subscribe, that would also help us out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.